All right, guys, I'm here with Tony. Once again, this is Mike and Tony Tuesdays, and today we are playing the highly anticipated, highly talked about Streets of Rage 4. Now, Tony and I have not yet played Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage 3. We're jumping directly into Streets of Rage 4. Now, of course, I've played that stuff in the past, but...
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, I'm like, even I've played Streets of Rage, and I haven't played shit.
I played Streets of Rage. I just mean on Mike and Tony Tuesdays.
Right.
We haven't done it. But we should. There is a Sega collection, which I know you downloaded. I think there is a way that we can play, like, Streets of Rage 2 online multiplayer.
Okay.
Because these days, we have to do this stuff online with online multiplayer. And by the way, if any of you guys in the comments or anything have any suggestions for good online multiplayer games that you'd like to see Tony and I play, let us know in the comments, because that would be really helpful, because I do a lot of searching and Tony does a lot of searching of like trying to find online multiplayer games. So but here we go. This is Streets of Rage 4. Let's check it out.
I want to point out my character, Samoan Jax, he looks like. Look at his nipples. They're kind of floating above his, like, they're like floating along his pecs. It's like real distracting to me.
Yeah, they aren't like connected to his body. Well,
anyway,
did you not watch any of the trailers? That was one of the big things they were hyping up, is floating nipples.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense then. I'm not wrong, though. He is a Samoan. Like, he's got the Jax metal arms, but he looks Samoan. He's like a Samoan Jax. All right, 10 years have passed since the fall of Mr. X and his syndicate. The city has been at peace until now.
Is it the same Mr. X from Kung Fu on NES? That's what
I don't know. A new crime empire has arisen, corrupting everything good in the city. It is rumored to be led by Mr. X's own children, the Y Twins. What the hell was the naming here? Former detectives Axel, Stone, and Blaze. Jesus.
There's a Super Nintendo game called Wise, or it's pronounced differently than that, but maybe maybe they're from that game.
Is Streets of Rage, does that cross over with Street Fighter, or is that Final Fight? Final Fight has like crossovers with Street Fighter.
It crosses over with Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh, right.
And it crosses over with Back to the Future 2 and 3 on NES. Those are the crossover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was confused.
You wouldn't think so, but it does.
Yeah, I was confused about the expanded universe. Okay.
Now look at this style compared to. By the way, I want to mention I have actually seen zero of this game before this moment, so I had no idea what it looked like. I didn't know this was not going to have like a 16-bit style look to it. This is more like a flash animated thing.
I like it. I like this look.
No, it's cool. I didn't expect that. I expected it to look like one of those 16-bit modern games.
Yeah, didn't the new wasn't there new Double Dragons that looked 16-bit? Yeah.
It was Double Dragon Neon.
Right.
Which was okay, and the part that stuck out to me with that game was there was a boss in that game that looked like Skeletor called Skullmageddon. And he would go, Skullmageddon!
Alright, so this is one of those games where you could use your special move, but then it drains your health, which always annoyed me.
Oh God! Holy shit. So how do you do it?
It said triangle? A little thing came up at the bottom of the screen. It was like, triangle for special move. It drains your health. Okay.
The animation's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Oh, a turkey. How do I pick it up? Oh, circle picks up the objects. And I just got a trophy that says eating off the ground.
So you played the old Streets of Rage game. When was the last time you played a Streets of Rage game?
Was one of the Streets of Rage on one of the Sega mini consoles that we
Yes.
have?
Of course it is. It would have to be.
I don't think it was on. I don't think I played it on the newest one. I think I played it on the At Games one, because I was just I was like collecting footage for like the episode, and I think I just played a little bit of it then. So that was probably the last time I played it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't play it too much growing up because I didn't own it, but I liked it. I like a lot of these side-scrolling beat 'em up games. Oh shit, we got that thing where you can hit. I just got a trophy for hitting you on accident.
Oops. So this wasn't something like I expected. I was saying in my chat the other day, it was like, you know when they announced that Karate Kid show, that Cobra Kai?
Yeah.
I felt like that came out of nowhere. I was like, oh wait, more Karate Kid? Like out of like okay. I was like, that's cool, but like I just didn't expect it. This is another one of those things I was like, oh, really? A new Streets of Rage? Okay. I mean, it's cool, but like, just never expected it.
That happened to me a lot the last few years. First, it was Mad Max Fury Road. I'm like, oh, a fourth Mad Max? I'm like, I didn't expect that. And then the new Halloween, it's like, wait, we're getting a sequel to the original Halloween?
I didn't expect, like, what the hell?
Yeah,
and then the Evil Dead show, it's like, wait, Evil Dead's coming back. Like, they did the remake, and it's like, oh, wait, now there's an Evil Dead show?
All right, I got a question for you. What would be, do you think, something that would be really, really unlikely to come back, but also would be cool to see come back?
Oh God, I don't know. Everything's come back. Jesus.
Yeah, that's true. Everything's already come back, so there's nothing left.
The Phantom with Billy Zane. I want that to come back. I love that movie. That movie is. I think that movie is legitimately good. I think it gets a bad rap. I would love a new Phantom with Billy Zane. He'd probably have to pass it down to another Phantom. But
there's a Phantom game on Super Nintendo. Is that related at all?
Well, Phantom is, he's a character that's been around since like the 30s or something. That was based off, they did a cartoon with like Phantom in the future called Phantom 2049. I think the game is...
That's it. That's the game.
Yeah, that game is based off that cartoon. It's not based off the movie. They tried to make a series based off the 2049 concept where it's like the Phantom in the future, and it was terrible. But I want the Phantom to come back. I thought it was really good. I always liked it since I was a kid. And it's one of those things, I rewatched it recently, like within the last year. And I'm like, oh, let me laugh at this. It's probably corny. And then I'm watching, I'm like, oh wait, no, this movie's like pretty self-aware. It's like really fun.
Okay. I would personally say Mummy Cop.
You know how many actors from Mummy Cop like beg me to bring Mummy Cop back? And I'm like, look, guys, I'm a little busy these days.
Do you like how in every one of these episodes I have to bring up Mummy Cop?
But yeah, I don't know what else can come back. I feel like everything's come back and it's hit or miss. It's usually hit or miss.
I'm personally kind of tired of stuff coming back. I'd like to see like some new shit get made.
Yeah.
You know? Here you go. There's another question along those lines. We talk about that a lot. Like, so much stuff is remakes. Have you seen anything in the last couple years that is new that's any good?
There's a lot of good horror stuff that's like fresh and original the last few years. So I like that. There's some good new action stuff. Still haven't seen the third John Wick, but the John Wick series that's out now with Keanu Reeves, really good action series. Especially the first. I don't know what the third one's like. I still haven't seen it, but the first one is like an instant classic. Oh God, what's happening here?
I don't know. This is the boss, I think.
Yeah.
Shit.
But yeah, there's a lot of new horror that I like. I like Ari Aster's films, Hereditary and Midsommar. Robert Eggers, he does like The Witch and The Lighthouse. So yeah, there's still original stuff out there. They just don't, a lot of it doesn't get big theatrical run.
It seems like a lot of it's horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like little indie films too that are doing fine. But you almost have her. Look at that guy. He had his hands in his pockets. All right, so there's a wrestler called Orange Cassidy. And his gimmick is that he's like hungover and he doesn't care about anything. And he'll go in the ring like this guy right here, and he'll just keep his hands in his pockets, and he'll like give you like little kicks that don't do anything. He's one of the funniest wrestlers around now, and that guy just reminded me of him.
Diva is dead.
Yay!
Look at that power stance I got. Running my fingers through my hair.
This seems fun.
No, it's cool.
It's a nice little throwback, but it's fun.
Now, I really, actually, I think the Streets of Rage, like the old games, like Streets of Rage 2, is probably one of the top tier like beat 'em up games like that back then. Because, you know, I feel like I'm a broken record. I say this all the times, but a lot of those old beat 'em ups get boring to me. Because it's just like you're just beating people up and you tapping the button, and after a little while it gets boring. But I always felt Streets of Rage was one that did a really good job. Like the music is so good and the graphics are so good that it's hard to it's harder to get bored with that game because it's just so well done.
See, Orange Cassidy, I'll send you some of his stuff. It's really funny. Like, usually wrestlers, when they introduce them, they're like weighing whatever they weigh from this place. But when he comes out, they're like weighing whatever from wherever.
Yeah, honestly, that would be great if you could send me like some like funny like wrestling shit, because you know that I've never really been into wrestling, but I would like to see like some of the shit that's like really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of comedy wrestlers. Like, I really like Gilbert. Oh god, are we lagging?
We're getting a little bit of lag now.
A little bit of lag.
All right, it's back for me.
Speaking of wrestlers, these guys look like Big Boss Man. Yeah, but Orange Cassidy, I saw him. He's now in AEW, one of the big ones.
Wait, is there a wrestler called Big Boss Man?
There was, yeah.
That is Elvis had a whole skit where he played a big boss man. I don't know if it came from that at all.
Yeah, well, Big Boss Man, he was like a police-themed wrestler. And there was a storyline where he cooked a chihuahua, but I'll tell you more about that another time. But yeah, Orange Cassidy, I saw his last indie show before he went to AEW. And I actually have a picture of me and him when I'm wearing like the Cinemassacre shirt. I think he recognized it. Like when we took the picture, he saw my shirt and just started laughing. So he might actually watch.
Oh, he was like, I love those Mike Matei videos. Is that what he said? That's what he said, right, Tony? Right, Tony? Yeah. You're like, no.
Big Boss Man, I used to like him because my dad was a cop. So like he was dressed kind of like when my dad used to wear like the blue uniform. I was like, oh wow, that wrestler's wearing the same thing my dad does. Then he turned into, well, he went to WCW and he became the Hell's Angel. Then he came back to WWF and they made him more like a SWAT guy.
Okay.
And he was like a bad guy, and he was in some he had some pretty good feuds. He was in a feud with the Big Show, and the Big Show's dad died in storyline, and the Big Boss Man crashed the funeral, attached the coffin to his car, and drove away with the coffin. And then he was in a feud with Al Snow, and he kidnapped Al Snow's chihuahua, and then he fed Al Snow his chihuahua. Good Big Boss Man. No longer with us, but yeah, he was an interesting wrestler.
How on the wrestling side, how was Captain Lou Albano?
I'd have to go back and watch a lot of his matches, but yeah, he was one of like he was like a big famous one. He hung out with what made him like pretty big was like he hung out with like Cyndi Lauper and shit.
Well, yeah, no, well, that's what I know. I know about him and Cyndi Lauper, and I know obviously him as Mario, but I never watched like his wrestling matches because I didn't watch wrestling, and I'm just curious.
Yeah, I think they might be on the WWE Network. I have to look for.
Do they have like old stuff on there?
Yeah, the WWE Network, because like one of the things like Vince McMahon did like years ago, like when he took over all the wrestling territories, he bought their libraries. So like the WWE Network has wrestling matches that go back like forever ago. They got like old, I think like NWA matches and stuff. So there's a lot of like stuff in there that I haven't even tapped into yet. Why are we crashing the police? I didn't pay attention to the story. Why are we beating up a bunch of cops?
Assuming that these are crooked cops.
Okay.
That's just what I was thinking, but who knows? It's like Final Fight. Actually, in that game, another beat 'em up. You actually fight like a crooked cop. That's just a thing with these games.
Yeah.
Like you guys are the vigilantes taking out. It's like every '80s movie. It's like
Yeah.
Or how about like like in Gremlins when Billy goes and he tries to tell the cops about the fucking Gremlins and they don't believe him.
Yeah.
Well, it's all that kind of stuff. It's like the cops that aren't.
But the cops are teaming up with the gangsters here.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows?
That one cop, the ones with the riot gear, they look like the DC character Guardian.
Yeah. Well, it was reminding me of Doom Eternal with the guys with the shields.
Right.
Which how's that going with you? Are you still playing that or not?
I beat it.
Oh, you did.
And the funny thing is, I unlocked everything. I have all the cheat codes unlocked, and I don't know if anyone else is having this problem, but you could play with every single cheat code activated, and every time I do that, midway through the level, the game crashes. So I don't know if that's just me, or if the game can't handle all the cheat codes at once.
Wait. What about the cheat codes? I didn't use cheat codes, so what does that do?
You can replay level, like, you know those little like discs that you collect?
Yes.
Those are like cheat codes and stuff, and you can activate them. When you go to pick a level, there's an option for cheat codes at the bottom, and you can activate which code you want. And there's an option to activate every cheat code at once. And I did that, and both times, like midway through the game, my game crashed.
What did the cheat codes do, though?
Oh, there's like, they have some pretty funny ones where like, oh God, we got to beat up Commissioner Gordon here. There's one where like an audience cheers for you whenever you do anything cool. That's like one of them. But then there's like standard ones like infinite ammo, infinite health, stuff like that. Oh God, we're getting a little bit of lag.
Yeah, lag again. That's the thing with these online multiplayer games. Hopefully it'll come back in a second.
I like that the characters are lagging, but like the little dust particles are playing totally fine.
Man, we're getting a lot of lag here.
Oh no.
Oh my God, it just glitched and he's grabbing me. You know what? It's not lag. It's just a cool slow motion fight scene. Mike, you get to see me get my ass kicked in slow motion.
It's just this is a cutscene, I guess. This is a QuickTime event. It's just like it's unplayable now. Oh God! All right, so we got booted.
Yeah, that was fun though.
All right, well that's as much as we could do with Streets of Rage. Okay, so from what we saw, I liked it.
Yeah. Commissioner Gordon killed us and broke the game.
Damn it. So, actually, here's if anybody has any advice in the comments for how to get around all the lagginess, let us know because it's a problem.
Yeah. No, this is another one. Like when we hang out in person again, we got to try this one again. This was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to play it more. It's just these PlayStation Network is I guess bogged down. But it seemed like a cool game. It's hard to say overall like what I would think about it compared to any other Streets of Rage game. But it seems fine. I think you know what would have been nice, or maybe they have it. I don't know. But some of these games, there's a Gradius game that's on PlayStation where you can actually switch between new graphics and old graphics. I think
that'd be cool.
Yeah, if they had something like that for this where you could flip to like 16-bit back and forth or something, that might be neat. But anyway, cool game.